One of our favorite tools in the gym to track progress is this InBody 570. Now, everyone in our gym has access, all adults, I should say, have access to use this as frequently as you want to. And we encourage people to take advantage for when you're making changes. So say you give up alcohol for a week, maybe you do a scan before and a scan after, or you do a Whole30, or you participate in a shred, whatever it is, we're gonna use this as kind of a line in the sand to kind of manage or gauge your progress. So I'm gonna go over today literally my scan that I just did and show you the good, bad, the ugly, and kind of explain how you can use this tool from the app on your phone in order to kind of see your progress over time. Now, the first thing I want to call it before you dive in is use this for the positive. And I'm going to show you an example. I've got a bad scan here. It's negative. Bad things have been happening, or I've been doing bad things. I'll explain a little bit about that. But I'm going to use that as fuel to get better going forward. I'm not going to use this to let me go into a depressive state. So that is like the first caveat I want to throw out. Like, use this as a tool for the positive, not for something to let your tail go between your legs and get all upset. So, which you'll see here in a second. Now, as we open the InBody, first thing you're going to see is your general results here, and the three metrics that are on top are your weight, your skeletal muscle mass, your body fat mass. So the first thing, when I looked at my reading, I was down 3 pounds, and I'm thinking, awesome, crushed it. And that's our initial reaction. We go off of whatever target number that we're thinking on the scale, and we want to see that on this. That's not what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, which I'll show you here in a second. So the other thing, I've got my skeletal muscle mass, I've got my body fat mass, my BMI, which is your body mass index, which we just kind of throw out because that's just simple math of your height and your weight, which isn't really applicable to people who have actually muscle on their skeleton. And then percent body fat. And then at the very bottom, so I got percent body fat, which is self-explanatory. I've got ECW. That is a marker of inflammation. That is your extracellular water, the amount of water that you're carrying outside of your cells as a relation or as a ratio to the water that you're carrying in the cells. So that for me is 0.367. And which I'll show you as it looks. It'll make more sense when we look at the history. And then you see visceral fat. That's the unhealthy fat, the fat that surrounds your internal organs that we want to mitigate. So that's the first place I'll be. But what I'm most interested in is the history over time. So here you can see my weight has kind of been flat-ish, and just recently I lost a little over 3.5 pounds. However, as I scroll down, my skeletal muscle mass went down, which is a no-no. That's the exact opposite of what we're trying to do, and I can explain why that happened here in a second. So though my weight went down, which might be a positive for me because I'm actually trying to lose some weight, my muscle mass went down, which is a huge negative, which is going to starve my metabolism. The more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is going to be. The next bit is body fat mass. So you can see over time, it's gone up, it's gone down, and it's now trending in the wrong direction. Those are the pounds of fat that I have in my body. Okay, that's the pounds of fat that I have in my body. Next, we see body mass index. Then we see percent body fat, which is really simple. If you want to drive your body fat percentage down, you do one of two things. You either gain muscle, keep your fat, or keep your muscle, lose your fat, which you can see here, my body fat percentage went up even though I didn't necessarily put on any fat. And then you can see my extracellular water ratio, my visceral fat levels, and then my overall basal metabolic rate, which is basically what my metabolism is. The number of calories that I'm burning in a day, just kind of sitting on my butt. So right now that number went down actually to 1,965. So going back up to this little muscle mass thing, I went for a long bike ride on Friday and I tried to do it in ketosis, and I am not keto adapted, obviously, which is why I was burning muscle. So I highly recommend against long durations of cardio events if you want to keep your muscle and stay nice and lean. So that is the basic run through of kind of what this app will do for you. It's a great way to kind of track yourself over time. There's going to be some good, some bad, and that's why we want people to use this on a more regular basis. I don't want you to do a scan every quarter and then be depressed for 3 months because you have a bad scan. You might go week to week and things are going to turn around. So now I'm motivated. I need to get back on the protein train, make some changes, do less cardio, lift more weights. That's just where I am right now, and everybody's journey is a little bit different. So you use this as a fantastic tool. It's yours. You've got it in your hands. Take advantage. You can come in. I should have led off with this. Come in anytime so long as you're fasted. Okay, just meaning you haven't eaten breakfast yet. You haven't eaten for the day. If you've had coffee or water, no big deal. Just try to get your scan done early in the day so it's more of an apples to apples comparison. Thank you for taking advantage. Have a gorgeous day.